Chosen one. They read your most secret messages. They tried to steal what belongs to you, to block your path. But they forgot. Your power is sealed from the heavens. Every plan of theirs raises you up instead of stopping you. While they cheat in the darkness, your light always prevails. Come on now, write 77 in the comments. Stand up and show who you are. Because your path is sacred and your rise is inevitable. Chosen ones, you embody a force that transcends barriers and silences. Attempts to disrupt your path reveal the profound truth of your power. They imagine their interference can deter you, but they underestimate the resilience of a spirit fueled by a purpose larger than earthly confines. Their tampering is a faint echo against the roar of your destiny, a futile effort to rewrite what is already inscribed in the fabric of the universe. Those who seek to obstruct you do so because they cannot fathom the immensity of what you carry. Their fear is born not of your actions, but of the unseen strength woven into your being. They act not from authority, but from insecurity, hoping their schemes might dampen the radiance of your inevitable rise. What they fail to grasp is that no earthly hand can hinder a force aligned with divine intention. The efforts to block, delay, or undermine you are not haphazard, but calculated moves against the light you emanate. Yet, every barrier they place is but a mirror reflecting their own limitations. The more they struggle to control, the more they expose the truth of their fragility. Their attempts to divert your course only amplify the certainty of your forward momentum. Each disruption, each delay, is a testament to the magnitude of your journey. These attempts to sabotage your progress are admissions of their inability to match what you represent. In trying to stop you, they inadvertently highlight the unstoppable nature of your purpose. They scramble to contain what cannot be contained, their desperation an unwitting acknowledgement of your power. Human designs can never overwrite divine outcomes. They may conspire, manipulate, and contrive, but their efforts crumble under the weight of your resolve. Their fear of your impact is evident in their every move, yet they fail to see that their interference strengthens your resolve. Their schemes are merely shadows against the brilliance of your destiny. What they perceive as their strength is merely a reflection of their panic. Their actions betray a fear so profound it drives them to desperate measures. They tremble at the thought of your potential, for they know that their efforts cannot halt the unfolding of what is already ordained. Every obstacle they place is another step in the dance of your triumph. Their sabotage is their surrender, their interference a sign of their defeat. Your presence disrupts their illusions, shaking the very foundation of their false confidence. They tamper with your path, but they cannot alter its destination. What they fear most is not your journey, but the truth it represents, that your light is unyielding, your purpose immovable, and your spirit indomitable. You stand as a testament to resilience and divine favor, impervious to the schemes designed to derail you. When attempts are made to interfere, they don't disrupt. They catalyze forces beyond their understanding. What they touch with malice becomes a beacon, summoning an unseen power to realign events in your favor. They cannot rewrite what has been decreed by the divine, for the universe does not negotiate with manipulation. Every obstruction they attempt only reaffirms the inviolability of your purpose. Their acts of interference reveal more than their intentions. They expose their fear of the potential you carry. The very essence of their plotting is a confession that they are outmatched. What they hoped to veil in secrecy is now glaringly obvious. a sign of desperation in the face of unshakable destiny. Their meddling doesn't diminish you. It magnifies the scale of what is already set in motion, turning their schemes into the dust beneath your feet. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now, share your blessings to glorify His kingdom. For you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. Every roadblock they create becomes the stage for transformation. The energy of their sabotage is redirected, fueling an outcome they never anticipated. What they sought to disrupt becomes the source of their undoing. Their hands, once so eager to manipulate, now falter under the weight of their own designs. They are ensnared by the very traps they laid, while you ascend unimpeded, carried by a force they cannot comprehend. Obstacles become irrelevant in the presence of divine orchestration. Messages they sought to intercept reach their intended destination, bypassing the barriers they so carefully constructed. What they tried to block only expands, unfolding in ways beyond their control. They aimed to silence, but instead, their interference amplifies the echo of your triumph. Their efforts to hinder you become the catalyst for your unstoppable momentum. Each act of sabotage is met with precision, a response that dismantles their strategies before they take hold. The ripple effect of their actions extends far beyond their understanding, shifting outcomes in ways they cannot predict. Their plans crumble under the weight of their own futility as the very fabric of their schemes unravels. What they intended for harm only serves to elevate you further, turning their resistance into the evidence of your invincibility. Interference doesn't just fail, it solidifies the path forward. Their desperation becomes the confirmation of your significance. While they plot in shadows, you continue to shine, untouched by their attempts to diminish your light. The strength you wield is not of this world, and their human designs are powerless against it. What they perceive as control is merely a fleeting illusion, shattered by the immensity of your purpose. Every deliberate action against you becomes a stepping stone. Their sabotage isn't a hindrance, it's the proof of your impact. When they attempt to hinder, they unknowingly accelerate your progress, their plans dissolving into nothingness as your path unfolds. The weight of their fear becomes the measure of your greatness, for only those destined to rise inspire such opposition. Let their schemes remind you of one truth: no force can obstruct what is divinely ordained. Imagine a lighthouse standing tall on a rugged coastline, its beam cutting through the thickest fog and fiercest storms. The waves crash against its foundation, and the winds howl with fury, but the light never falters. It shines because that is its purpose, and no storm, no wave, no darkness can extinguish it. You are that lighthouse. Challenges may rage around you, but they only prove the strength of your foundation and the unshakable nature of your light. When obstacles rise, they don't signify defeat, they announce your significance. Resistance is the world's acknowledgement that what you carry is too powerful to go unnoticed. Every struggle you face, every challenge thrown your way, is evidence that your purpose has weight, meaning, and divine authority behind it. They don't push against what doesn't matter. They push against what they fear cannot be stopped. What is destined for you is like a river flowing toward the sea. You might encounter rocks or fallen branches in your path, but the current always finds a way. It may carve a new route, trickle through cracks, or surge with unstoppable force, but it always reaches its destination. That's how your blessings work. No interference, no plot, no scheme can hold back what is meant for you. Your purpose flows with the kind of power that turns barriers into bridges and obstacles into stepping stones. Every opposition you face is a silent confession from those who fear your rise. Their resistance isn't about your actions, it's about the potential they see in you. They sense the weight of what you carry and know that they cannot replicate or rival it. What they don't realize is that their interference doesn't weaken you, it fortifies you. It draws attention to the light within you and shows the world that your purpose is untouchable. Interference is not a wall, it's a marker. It signals the presence of something so significant that the forces of the world feel compelled to push against it. But here's the truth they don't understand. Every attempt to hinder you only reinforces your strength. It's like trying to douse a flame with the wind. The more they try, the brighter and stronger you burn. Their actions don't delay your blessings. They accelerate them, proving that divine timing operates beyond human control. Let their attempts remind you of one unchanging truth. What is meant for you cannot be stolen, blocked, or destroyed. The plans for your life are woven into the fabric of creation itself, and no human hand can unravel them. The resistance you face is proof of the unstoppable force within you, a force that cannot be tamed or diverted. Your purpose is untouchable, your blessings unwavering, and your journey inevitable. Take heart in the challenges, for they are not signs of failure, but indicators of your impact. Just as the fiercest winds test the mightiest trees, opposition tests the strength of your resolve. And every time you rise above it, you grow stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with the power that guides you. The harder the world pushes against you, the higher you rise, carried by a force they can neither see nor understand. Your story is a testament to the truth that no obstacle is permanent and no setback is final. Every roadblock becomes a redirection, every delay a moment for deeper preparation, and every challenge an opportunity for growth. What they see as resistance, you should see as refinement, a process that sharpens your focus, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you for what lies ahead. Remember this: the storms don't last forever, but the light within you does. Let the challenges come, for they are nothing more than the winds that propel your sails. You are moving forward, not despite the resistance, but because of it. Each step you take, no matter how small, is proof that you are unstoppable, chosen, and destined to fulfill the purpose that has been placed upon you. Opposition doesn't deter, it propels. Those who try to hinder your path only ignite a response they cannot control. Their interference unveils their fear, their efforts revealing a truth they cannot deny. You are meant to rise. What they intended as roadblocks transform into confirmations of your anointing. Their plans unravel under the pressure of divine order, leaving them entangled in their own schemes while your path remains clear. The attempts to delay you become the kindling for your progress. The more they try to suppress, the more your momentum builds. Their actions are not setbacks, but catalysts, shifting the energy around you to amplify your ascent. Every effort to stifle your progress is met with a surge of divine intervention, ensuring that what is meant for you is not only delivered, but magnified. Their interference becomes the soil where your success takes root. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. History reminds us that arrogance against destiny always meets its match. Empires fall, not by the strength of their enemies, but by their own refusal to respect the inevitable. The forces they sought to command turned against them, exposing the frailty of their pride. What they sought to hoard was swept away, and what they tried to destroy became the beacon of a new era. Each act of defiance against destiny only solidifies the outcome they feared most. No effort to halt what has been set in motion can succeed. The threads of your purpose are woven into a fabric no hand can tear apart. They may attempt to bind it, but those knots will unravel before their eyes, leaving them to watch as your blessings unfold unhindered. Resistance is not a sign of failure. It is a reminder that the power guiding you is beyond comprehension. Let their interference be the echo that affirms the truth. You are unstoppable. Your practices are not passive, they are powerful tools of alignment. The quiet moments of reflection, the focused energy of prayer, and the intentional release of negativity are all forces that fortify your purpose. These aren't mere rituals, they are declarations of sovereignty over every attempt to disrupt your flow. In stillness, you command clarity. In prayer, you activate the unseen. In cleansing, you dismantle the residue of interference. These acts are your armor, ensuring no shadow can dim your light. Stay aware of their efforts, not with fear, but with preparedness. The slightest deviation, the smallest delay, is an indicator of their desperation. Protect what is yours, not by hiding, but by standing firm. What they seek to intercept is far beyond their grasp. Their attempts to manipulate only expose their vulnerability, while you continue forward, undeterred. They scramble to contain what they cannot understand, and in doing so, they only amplify the inevitability of your triumph. Let every disruption they cause serve as a reminder of how deeply they fear what you represent. If they weren't threatened by your journey, they wouldn't bother to interfere. Their actions confirm the truth they cannot escape. Your rise is certain, your light is unquenchable, and your purpose is invincible. Stand tall, knowing that no force can hinder what has already been written. Every attempt to stop you is another proof that you are destined to ascend. You carry a purpose so profound that any attempt to disrupt it only highlights its significance. The moment they interfered with what was never theirs to claim, they unleashed forces far beyond their control. What they sought to hinder became an unstoppable surge, sweeping away their fragile plans. Their meddling didn't go unnoticed. It activated consequences they were ill-prepared to face. The power of balance ensures that those who disrupt what is sacred find themselves entangled in their own chaos. The unveiling of their schemes is inevitable. Hidden actions dissolve in the light, leaving their intentions exposed for all to witness. What they tried to conceal has surfaced, connecting them irrevocably to their deeds. Their plans crumble not by chance, but by the natural unraveling of manipulation. No cover of secrecy shields them from accountability, and what they hoped would remain unnoticed becomes the very weight that drags them down. Their missteps echo in realms beyond the physical, amplifying consequences they never foresaw. Their efforts to derail your path only serve to dismantle their own. What they sought to sabotage backfires, leaving destruction in its wake. But not for you. Their lives bear the brunt of the chaos they tried to inflict. The harmony they disturbed rebounds upon them, magnifying every misdeed into an obstacle they cannot overcome. The same traps they laid out for you now line their path, turning every step forward into a stumble they cannot recover from. What they unleashed against you was never truly aimed at you. It was a defiance of forces they didn't comprehend. The energy they sought to block multiplies, flowing to you unhindered, while leaving their own path desolate. Their disruption becomes the very fuel for your ascent. They thought they could rewrite outcomes, yet they are the ones ensnared in the narrative of their own making. This is not punishment, it is the natural correction of their actions. Like a tree planted by the waters, whose roots reach deep into the nourishing soil, your purpose is steadfast, unshaken by the storms of interference or the drought of delay. The schemes of others are but dry winds. They may howl and stir the surface, but they cannot touch what is deeply rooted, nor can they halt the natural growth ordained by divine hands. What is meant for you will flourish, regardless of the circumstances around it, for it draws its sustenance from a source far beyond human grasp. Their downfall is not a random occurrence, but the inevitable outcome of attempting to bend what cannot be bent. Like trying to harness the ocean with a net, their efforts were always destined to fail. In their quest to manipulate outcomes, they tangled themselves in their own threads, and now their plans unravel, strand by strand. They thought they could outmaneuver a design written long before their schemes took form, but their pride blinded them to the truth. Divine will is unshakable, immovable, and unstoppable. The blessings appointed to you flow with the constancy of a river. No dam they build, no barrier they erect, can stop the currents that carry your purpose forward. Each attempt they make to block your path only redirects the flow temporarily, but the waters always find a way. The force behind what is meant for you cannot be contained, and their interference only amplifies the inevitability of your rise. They dug trenches to trap you, but those same trenches now hold the overflow of their misguided efforts. Every action they took to disrupt you was a confession of their misunderstanding of the true nature of divine power. Their hands, driven by pride and fear, reached for what was never theirs to hold. In doing so, they set in motion a chain of consequences they could neither foresee nor control. The road they sought to block has become an impassable terrain for them, littered with the remnants of their failed attempts. Meanwhile, your path remains clear, paved by the very obstacles they intended to use against you. The blessings meant for you are not fragile. They are forged in the eternal and reinforced by the unchanging. They are not delayed by interference, nor diminished by opposition. What they tried to alter is untouched, as steady and certain as the rising of the sun, while their plans crumble under the weight of their own ambition. Your blessings arrive undeterred, unshaken, and fully intact. Their struggle to control your destiny is like a man attempting to stop the rain with his bare hands, futile and absurd. The divine is not swayed by their actions, nor is it hindered by their plans. Every effort they made to contain or delay your blessings has only served to highlight the power of what stands behind you. It is not by their will that your path is shaped, but by the hand of the Creator, who has already written your victory into the fabric of time. Their attempts to manipulate outcomes reveal their fear of what you represent. They saw your rising and felt the tremors of their own inadequacy. But what they failed to understand is that your strength does not come from human approval or earthly systems. It comes from a place they cannot touch, a source they cannot diminish. You are aligned with a purpose that operates beyond the realm of their control, and every act of interference only strengthens the foundation upon which you stand. They tried to silence what cannot be silenced, to block what cannot be stopped. Their efforts were always doomed, not because of who they are, but because of who you are. You are a chosen architect of a plan that stretches beyond the limits of their vision. What they sought to steal was never within their grasp, and in their attempts to take what wasn't theirs, they lost what little they held. Their downfall is not vengeance. It is the balancing of scales that were tilted by their own actions. Each step they took against you set them further on the path to their own undoing. Like a house built on sand, their foundation could not withstand the pressure of their arrogance. They thought they were laying traps for you, but those traps have become their own snares. What they intended as harm has turned into evidence of their own weakness. Meanwhile, you continue forward, untouched, unshaken, and empowered by the very resistance they created. Your destiny is not fragile. It is a fortress built on unyielding truth. The winds of opposition may rage against it, but they cannot breach its walls. What has been set into motion for you cannot be stopped, for it is guarded by forces that move beyond the seen. Your path is illuminated by a light that cannot be dimmed, and every step you take is guided with precision and care. Let this truth settle into your spirit. Their plans to derail you are nothing more than noise in the grand symphony of your purpose. The melody of your destiny plays on, undisturbed by their attempts to change the tune. They may have tried to rewrite the notes, but the composition is divine, and no hand can alter its beauty. Their interference is not a barrier, but a stepping stone, a reminder of the power that moves through you and the purpose that drives you forward. Their collapse is a cautionary tale, a testament to the futility of opposing what has already been decreed. They reached for control, and in doing so, lost their footing. You, however, remain steady, your steps guided by a force that sees the end from the beginning. What they sought to take from you is not only untouched, but multiplied, a reminder that what is meant for you will always find its way into your hands. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. As their plans crumble, let your confidence grow. Let their attempts to block your blessings remind you of the unshakable truth. You are chosen, you are protected, and you are unstoppable. Walk forward, knowing that no force can stand against the purpose that propels you. Their interference only serves to highlight the magnitude of what you carry, and their downfall is proof that the divine will always prevail. Speak your truth, not as a mere recounting of events, but as a declaration of victory. Let your story become a beacon for others who face similar trials. Share how the resistance you encountered became the foundation for your triumph. Let your journey inspire those who need to be reminded that no weapon formed against them can prosper. Your voice is powerful, your purpose undeniable, and your blessings are unstoppable. Their downfall is not arbitrary, it's the result of their defiance. They thought they were playing a game, but they were standing against the natural flow of what was always meant to be. Their schemes are now the very stones that pave your path, ensuring your rise remains unchallenged. Let this be a reminder. No amount of plotting can halt a purpose that resonates beyond earthly reach. The forces they provoked are now immovable against them, and their attempts to derail you have only fortified your journey. Every challenge they created becomes a testament to the strength of what supports you. Their interference is proof of the power that surrounds you, and their downfall confirms the unshakable nature of your purpose. Speak your truth and let the world witness how every act meant to harm you has turned into the foundation of your unstoppable rise. Let your journey stand as evidence of what cannot be hindered, and let their failure echo as a lesson in the futility of resisting what is destined.